Dit is een commerciële advertentie voor Aerospace Bed, gepresenteerd door Best Direct. Bent u moe van overnachtingen zonder nachtrust? Bederft bedtijd het plezier gasten in huis te hebben? En heeft u schoon genoeg van extra bedden die moeilijk zijn op te zetten of gewoon te veel opslagruimte in beslag nemen? Laat dan het verleden achter u en ga de toekomst in met het ruimtebesparend slaapcomfort van het Aerospace Instant Bed in een zak. Het gaat binnen een minuut automatisch van opgerolde staat naar klaar voor gebruik. En het oprollen en opbergen is al net zo gemakkelijk. Bovendien is het zo stevig dat het gewicht van een 55 tons kraan kan weerstaan. Om u meer te vertellen over deze revolutionaire nieuwe doorbraak is hier onze gastheer, de internationale productadviseur en tv-beroemdheid, Brendan McCarthy.
Hi, I'm Brendan McCarthy and welcome. I'm here to tell you about a really exciting new product that solves a mighty big and very embarrassing problem. If you're anything like me and you like having friends and relatives over, you know what I'm talking about. The fun's over right around bedtime. I mean, let's face it, no matter how big your house is, there's just never enough beds. I mean, where's everyone going to sleep? The sofa, the chair, or even worse, the floor? And what are the options these days anyway? Well, you've got your old fold-away, roll-away beds, futons or sofa beds that often when you wake up, you feel like you haven't slept at all.
There's nothing more embarrassing than when you've got friends over and you get to that time when you realize, oh my gosh, where am I going to put everyone?
My wife, she hates letting her parents stay at hotels when they come home to visit. But it's either that or we end up sleeping on the floor.
I can never sleep on those sofa beds. I just toss and turn all night and wake up feeling terrible.
No matter how tired or sleepy I am, I usually prefer to drive home from late night parties rather than stay over. I'm not really into sleeping on the couch, if you know what I mean.
Well folks, right here I have the perfect solution to all our problems. Believe it or not, this little bag contains all the comfort and luxury of a full-size bed. And it's not just any bed. It's the Aerospace Instant Bed in a Bag. The future in space-saving sleep comfort. Nothing could be easier. Just plug it in, turn it on, and watch it come alive. Okay, now we're actually timing this because the great thing about the Aerospace bed is that it goes from rolled up to set up in less than 60 seconds. I can actually walk away right now if I want because it's designed to automatically set itself up. Gone are the days of doing it the old-fashioned way. Hand pumps, foot pumps, they're all a thing of the past. The Aerospace bed comes with a powerful 135-watt dual-action turbo pump that blasts out over 500 cubic inches of air per second. And check this out. The entire sleeping surface is finished with this beautiful, soft, luxurious velour. Your guests will absolutely love sleeping on this. Plus, the space-age ergonomic design allows for the even distribution of air, so the bed actually cradles, supports and molds itself to all the contours of your body. Okay, we're done. How long's that? 47 seconds. How's that for sheer ease and convenience?
I first came over to this country from Sweden 3 years ago. And before, when friends and relatives from back home came over to visit me, I always had problems where to put them. But one day I was watching TV and saw the Aerospace bed. I thought, that's the bed I need. And I was right. I bought 3 and I never had a problem with extra beds since.
Ever tried setting up a sofa bed or a flimsy fold-away bed with this? Impossible. If not impossible, then very, very painful. But with the Aerospace bed, it's so easy. You only need one finger, one touch of a button, and it does it all for you. A godsend in this condition, believe me.
My girlfriends and I love having pajama parties, but whenever we used to have my place, we always had to sleep on the floor. Until Mommy and Daddy bought us some Aerospace beds. Now my pajama parties are so much more fun, and all my friends prefer having them at my place now.
There's hardly any night when I don't have something going on in my apartment. The next day, we've got bodies laying everywhere, on the couch, on the sofa, even the floor. Well, that was until I got my Aerospace beds.
I turn on the pump, and before I've even jumped into my pajamas, it's all set up. It's great!
Now, the quality of this bed is second to none. It's crafted by people with over 15 years experience in manufacturing high-pressure inflatable boats sold all over the world. But just how strong is this bed? Well, to test the strength and durability of the aerospace bed, we brought in world-renowned product tester Richard Noel. Now, this guy is amazing and is known for doing some pretty extreme tests on products. Let's go over to Richard now.
Hi, this is Richard Noel coming direct from the Bormer Hecco Machinery Depot. Here today we have a row of air beds. At the end is the aerospace bed. Today we're going to put all these beds through a real pressure test using this 50-ton crane. Which bed will take the pressure? Let's find out. Okay, Roscoe, let her rip. Okay, we ready to go? Okay, we're moving now. Okay, now the first wheel is going onto the airbed. It's starting to deform. Yeah, and the pressure's going. It's already, it's flat already. Okay, we're on the second one now. Yep, it's starting to bulge, and that's gone too. Finally, what about the aerospace bed? In fact, it's holding up absolutely beautiful, no problem. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep going now. Okay, keep it going, Roscoe. Let's keep going, and okay, hold it there. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's go have a look at the first airbed. Okay, as you can see, it's completely busted. Obviously, this cheap vinyl is no match for this crane. Okay, the second one. Look, as flat as a pancake. Obviously, the seams have gone here. But look at the aerospace bed. It's absolutely perfect. We've got 50 tons of pressure, absolutely no problem at all. And wow, look at this tire, it's huge. Okay. Okay, keep it going. Wow, look at this. 50 tons of crane, not a problem. In fact, the aerospace bed is still perfect to sleep on. Absolutely fantastic.
Wow, how was that for a test? And yes, the amazing aerospace bed came through with flying colours. Just imagine, all that comfort and strength, plus all the space-saving convenience too. Look, the aerospace bed easily rolls up into its own neat little bag. Weighs less than 8 pounds, so you can take it anywhere you want to go. And it virtually takes up no space at all. No other bed even comes close to the aerospace instant bed in a bag. And now you too can experience the same handy space-saving sleep comfort. Because coming up is your very first chance to order this amazing product. But stick around, because there's still plenty more to come as we take you through even more exciting benefits of this revolutionary breakthrough product. Meanwhile, why don't you pick up your phone and order right now? You and your guests won't be disappointed.
Moe van overnachtingen waar u geen oog dicht doet? Wordt het plezier om gasten in huis te hebben verpest tegen bedtijd? Schoon genoeg van extra bedden die extra moeite kosten om op te zetten? Of die te veel ruimte in beslag nemen in uw kasten? Laat dan het verleden achter u en ga de toekomst in met het ruimtebesparend slaapcomfort van het Aerospace Instant Bed in een zak. Het rolt automatisch uit tot kant-en-klaar bed in minder dan een minuut. En oprollen en opbergen is ook eenvoudig. Bovendien is het zo sterk dat het een gigantische 55 tons kraan kan weerstaan. Perfect voor u en uw gasten. Gewoon insteken, knop indrukken en de Aerospace past overal waar er bedruimte is. Geen geblaas, geen gepomp, geen wachten. Gewoon wolkenzacht comfort over de hele lengte. Door het geavanceerde luchtkamerondersteuningssysteem. Afgewerkt met fluweelzachte, luxueuze velour om u een ontspannende slaap te geven alsof u zweeft. Fantastisch voor logeerpartijen en onverwachte gasten. Of om mee op reis te nemen. Voor picknicks, bij het kamperen, voor weekenduitstapjes of zelfs in het zwembad. De mogelijkheden zijn eindeloos. Kijk eens wat u allemaal ontvangt. Het Aerospace bed voor het comfort en de luxe van een bed dat vrijwel geen opslagruimte in beslag neemt. De krachtige 135 watt hoge druk turbopomp om het Aerospace bed in een mum van tijd op te pompen of leeg te zuigen. En niet 1, niet 2, maar 3 ventielen die op vrijwel alle andere opblaasproducten passen. Plus de exclusieve Aerospace bed handige draagtas om uw Aerospace bed overal mee naartoe te nemen. En dat alles voor een ongelooflijk lage prijs. En er is nog meer. Bel nu en u krijgt niet 1, maar 2 afstelbare Aerospace kussens. Speciaal uitgevoerd met het unieke Aerospace luchtkussen hoofdsteunsysteem voor ontspannende slaap. Helemaal gratis. En om deze aanbieding compleet onweerstaanbaar te maken, doen we er ook nog gratis een Aerospace Vacuum opslagzak bij. Nu kunt u gemakkelijk uw dekens en lakens met uw Aerospace bed meebrengen zonder dat dit extra ruimte in beslag neemt. Het is zo gemakkelijk. Gewoon uw beddengoed in de vacuüm opslagzak doen, de zak dichtritsen, aansluiten op het afzuigventiel van uw Aerospace turbopomp en alle lucht verwijderen. En kijk, u heeft meer dan 75% ruimte bespaard. U kunt de lucht- en waterdichte Aerospace zak gebruiken om waardevolle ruimte te creëren in uw kasten. Of bescherm dure kleding, jurken, documenten en winterkleding tegen stof, schimmel, vocht en ongedierte. Het Aerospace Vacuum opslagsysteem. De verstandige oplossing om ruimte te creëren en uw bezittingen te beschermen. En wanneer u nu belt, dan krijgt u er dit gratis bij. Er is nog nooit een betere tijd geweest om uw Aerospace bed te bestellen dan nu. Dus waar zit u nog op te wachten? Pak de telefoon en bel nu. Er is nog nooit een betere tijd geweest om uw Aerospace bed te bestellen dan nu. U brengt 1/3 deel van uw leven slapend door. Dus waarom niet in het comfort en de luxe van het Aerospace Instant bed in een zak? Pak de telefoon en bel nu het nummer op uw scherm om uw Aerospace bed te bestellen. U ontvangt tevens 3 ventielen voor andere opblaasproducten, een handige draagtas, 2 verstelbare kussens en een vacuümopslagzak, zonder extra kosten. En denk aan onze 30 dagen garantie. Wanneer u om enige reden niet geheel tevreden bent met uw Aerospace bed, dan kunt u dit eenvoudig retourneren tegen de volledige vergoeding van de aankoopprijs. Bel nu.
My girlfriends and I love having pajama parties, but whenever we used to have my place, we always had to sleep on the floor. Until Mommy and Daddy bought us some Aerospace beds. Now my pajama parties are so much more fun, and all my friends prefer having them at my place now.
There's hardly any night when I don't have something going on in my apartment. The next day, we've got bodies laying everywhere, on the couch, on the sofa, even the floor. Well, that was until I got my Aerospace beds.
You know, my kids were always wanting to sleep over at their friend's house. We never had the room to let them sleep over at our house. Now we have the Aerospace bed. They can have friends over whenever they like.
Think about it. Having a bed that folds into something that small solves all my space problems.
Welcome back. Brennan McCarthy here, bringing you the Aerospace Instant Bed in a Bag, the future in space-saving sleep comfort. Okay, up until now, what have the alternatives been for spare beds for your guests? Well, you've got this old torture chamber here, the old fold-away, roll-away beds. Sure, it doesn't take up that much space, but comfortable? Hardly. You've also got futons. Might as well be sleeping on the floor. Well, how about the old sofa beds? But if you've ever slept on one of these, you've probably experienced how it feels to have this bar constantly digging into your ribs. It's because they have to make the mattress so thin so it can fit into the small space at the back here. None of these provide the sort of comfort your guests need or deserve. But here's a little tip. If you already have a sofa bed, then just get your Aerospace bed and put it directly on top. And now you get all the added benefits of its advanced air cushion system.
I used to have a futon, and a friend told me I'd get used to sleeping on it. I don't know, maybe for some people, but definitely not for me. I finally gave up on the idea after a year and decided to buy an Aerospace bed. Every night has been a blissful sleep ever since.
Now we've bought in one of the conventional type of air mattresses so you can see how it compares to the superior design and construction of the Aerospace bed. One of the first things you'll notice is the difference in the materials used. Now, the Aerospace bed is actually crafted with the highest grade, ultra-tough space-age thermocarbon polymer. It's fire-resistant, waterproof, resists stains, wear and tear, even punches. Plus the seams are not stitched or glued. They're ultrasonically welded through high-frequency oscillation to form a molecular fusion bonding, tougher than the material itself. You'll also notice the major height difference between the two beds. Now, that's very important, especially if you're a big guy like me. Look at this. My feet are actually touching the floor right now.
Now watch this. The aerospace bed. No bottoming them out, okay? The reason for this is the unique design. The aerospace bed has been constructed with 40 individual air support chambers to personally support your most desired sleeping position. The aerospace bed has been years in development, and unlike the old-fashioned beds where you were slipping and sliding over sweaty vinyl, it's finished with the most luxurious tri-fiber velour to give you the ultimate in sleeping comfort. The aerospace bed is ultra-adjustable to provide you with the support and comfort you dream about. Whether you want it firm for added back support, or if you want it a bit softer like sleeping on a cloud, you can give it a little bit of fine-tuning with this neat little feature here, the aerospace single-touch comfy control. Wow, now that's nice. Why don't you folks at home take a listen to what some people have to say about the aerospace bed while I drift off for a quick 40 winks.
I was skeptical at first. I thought the aerospace bed was just another inflatable mattress. I've never been more wrong. The aerospace bed is just so handy and certainly much more comfortable.
I spent $5,000 on a special orthopedic bed for my back problem, but I still suffered with the pain. However, I was recently at a friend's house and he gave me an aerospace bed to sleep on. Wow, I woke up the next morning and I felt fantastic. I couldn't believe the way I felt. So I immediately went out and bought an aerospace bed, and I keep one in my car and it goes with me wherever I go.
With the comfort of this bed, you'd think it costs 10 to 20 times the price. It ranks right up there with those really expensive beds.
I stayed with a friend of mine in New York City for a month, and I slept on his aerospace bed. I couldn't believe how comfortable it was. Best night's sleep I've had in a while. I'm sold.
Moe van overnachtingen waar u geen oog dicht doet? Wordt het plezier om gasten in huis te hebben verpest tegen bedtijd? Schoon genoeg van extra bedden die extra moeite kosten om op te zetten? Of die te veel ruimte in beslag nemen in uw kasten? Laat dan het verleden achter u en ga de toekomst in met het ruimtebesparend slaapcomfort van het Aerospace Instant Bed in een zak. Het rolt automatisch uit tot kant-en-klaar bed in minder dan een minuut. En oprollen en opbergen is ook eenvoudig. Bovendien is het zo sterk dat het een gigantische 55 tons kraan kan weerstaan. Perfect voor u en uw gasten. Gewoon insteken, knop indrukken en de Aerospace past overal waar er bedruimte is. Geen geblaas, geen gepomp, geen wachten. Gewoon wolkenzacht comfort over de hele lengte. Door het geavanceerde luchtkamerondersteuningssysteem. Afgewerkt met fluweelzachte, luxueuze velour om u een ontspannende slaap te geven alsof u zweeft. Fantastisch voor logeerpartijen en onverwachte gasten. Of om mee op reis te nemen. Voor picknicks, bij het kamperen, voor weekenduitstapjes of zelfs in het zwembad. De mogelijkheden zijn eindeloos. Kijk eens wat u allemaal ontvangt. Het Aerospace bed voor het comfort en de luxe van een bed dat vrijwel geen opslagruimte in beslag neemt. De krachtige 135 watt hoge druk turbopomp om het Aerospace bed in een mum van tijd op te pompen of leeg te zuigen. En niet 1, niet 2, maar 3 ventielen die op vrijwel alle andere opblaasproducten passen. Plus de exclusieve Aerospace bed handige draagtas om uw Aerospace bed overal mee naartoe te nemen. En dat alles voor een ongelooflijk lage prijs. En er is nog meer. Bel nu en u krijgt niet 1, maar 2 afstelbare Aerospace kussens, speciaal uitgevoerd met het unieke Aerospace luchtkussen hoofdsteunsysteem voor ontspannende slaap. Helemaal gratis. En om deze aanbieding compleet onweerstaanbaar te maken, doen we er ook nog gratis een Aerospace Vacuum opslagzak bij. Nu kunt u gemakkelijk uw dekens en lakens met uw Aerospace bed meebrengen zonder dat dit extra ruimte in beslag neemt. Het is zo gemakkelijk. Gewoon uw beddengoed in de vacuüm opslagzak doen, de zak dichtritsen, aansluiten op het afzuigventiel van uw Aerospace turbopomp en alle lucht verwijderen. En kijk, u heeft meer dan 75% ruimte bespaard. U kunt de lucht- en waterdichte Aerospace zak gebruiken om waardevolle ruimte te creëren in uw kasten. Of bescherm dure kleding, jurken, documenten en winterkleding tegen stof, schimmel, vocht en ongedierte. Het Aerospace Vacuum opslagsysteem. De verstandige oplossing om ruimte te creëren en uw bezittingen te beschermen. En wanneer u nu belt, dan krijgt u er dit gratis bij. Er is nog nooit een betere tijd geweest om uw Aerospace bed te bestellen dan nu. Dus waar zit u nog op te wachten? Pak de telefoon en bel nu. Er is nog nooit een betere tijd geweest om uw aerospace bed te bestellen dan nu. U brengt 1/3 deel van uw leven slapend door. Dus waarom niet in het comfort en de luxe van het Aerospace Instant bed in een zak? Pak de telefoon en bel nu het nummer op uw scherm om uw Aerospace bed te bestellen. U ontvangt tevens 3 ventielen voor andere opblaasproducten, een handige draagtas, 2 verstelbare kussens en een vacuümopslagzak, zonder extra kosten. En denk aan onze 30 dagen garantie. Wanneer u om enige reden niet geheel tevreden bent met uw Aerospace bed, dan kunt u dit eenvoudig retourneren tegen de volledige vergoeding van de aankoopprijs. Bel nu.
Now, if you've got a spare half hour or so, or if you feel like a workout before going to bed, you can try using one of these. But with the Aerospace bed, it's so easy. All you got to do is turn on the pump and it goes from rolled up to set up in less than 60 seconds.
That's the power of the exclusive Aerospace Dual Action Turbo Pump. Dual action because it also serves as a fast deflation system for the Aerospace bed. Plus, the pump is totally universal because it comes with 3 adaptable nozzles that fit virtually all types of air valves, giving you the versatility to inflate and deflate practically all kinds of inflatables.
I used to have one of those old camping air beds. Now, setting up was one thing, but what really used to bug me was when I had to deflate the thing the next morning. I had to spend next to half an hour wrestling with this thing, trying to squeeze the last drop of air out of it. With Aerospace bed, I just sit there and watch it deflate in seconds. Who could ask for more?
Now, when my grandkids come to visit, with the Aerospace bed, it's so easy. 60 seconds and it's done.
The Aerospace bed is perfect for you and your guests in your spare bedroom, sleepovers or weekend getaways, even vacation cottages, dorm rooms and hotel rooms. And your kids will love it as a fun playmat or a bouncy trampoline. Keep one in your car when you're visiting or when you have those unexpected stayovers. Bring it along on picnics, camping trips, beach getaways for sunbathing, or simply relax and drift off with it in your pool. Its versatility is endless.
I'm a pretty big guy. It's not easy to find a bed to give me the support I need. Well, the Aerospace bed gave me not only that support, it gave me comfort as well. It's strong and sturdy, it doesn't bottom out, it's very well made. What can I say? It's a great bed.
I love it when Mommy and Daddy take me camping, and now I love it even more since they got me the Aerospace bed for Christmas.
My job keeps me moving around a lot, and the thing I used to hate about it was trying to get used to a different bed every night. But now, whenever I go on a business trip, I just take out the old mattress and put on my Aerospace bed, and I guaranteed myself a great night's sleep.
It's obviously great for when guests stay over. But do you know where I use my Aerospace bed the most? In the pool. Wow, it's just so relaxing.
The Aerospace bed, it's great. I love it.
And what about our product tester, Richard Noel? What does he have to say about the Aerospace bed? Let's find out.
It's my job to test the quality of the product. So the first thing I started with was its strength. The material used on the Aerospace bed is one of the strongest I've ever seen. The seams are all ultrasonically welded. Even with the 50-ton crane, it had absolutely no effect on the integral strength of the bed. The next thing I checked was the design. Normally, with conventional beds, they often sag in the middle. This effect is caused by 2 people of varying weights rolling together, and it makes for a truly uncomfortable night's sleep. The air chamber design in the Aerospace bed has 40 support zones, which comfortably support each individual. This makes for a very comfortable night's sleep. They also use a luxury velour. This prevents sweating and holds the sheets perfectly in place. After my comprehensive examination, I found that it was great quality, great construction, and very comfortable. The Aerospace bed is definitely built to last.
So now you know why we think no other bed even comes close to the Aerospace bed. You get incredible strength, great versatility, amazing convenience, plus superb comfort. Everything you and your guests could ever dream of. And now it's just a phone call away. Go ahead. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to your guests to be comfortable. Pick up the phone and order the Aerospace Instant Bed in a Bag now. you've got nothing to lose, except another sleepless night. So don't delay. Order today.
Moe van overnachtingen waar u geen oog dicht doet? Wordt het plezier om gasten in huis te hebben verpest tegen bedtijd? Schoon genoeg van extra bedden die extra moeite kosten om op te zetten? Of die te veel ruimte in beslag nemen in uw kasten? Laat dan het verleden achter u en ga de toekomst in met het ruimtebesparend slaapcomfort van het Aerospace Instant Bed in een zak. Het rolt automatisch uit tot kant-en-klaar bed in minder dan een minuut. En oprollen en opbergen is ook eenvoudig. Bovendien is het zo sterk dat het een gigantische 55 tons kraan kan weerstaan. Perfect voor u en uw gasten. Gewoon insteken, knop indrukken en de Aerospace past overal waar er bedruimte is. Geen geblaas, geen gepomp, geen wachten. Gewoon wolkenzacht comfort over de hele lengte door het geavanceerde luchtkamerondersteuningssysteem, afgewerkt met fluweelzachte, luxueuze velour om u een ontspannende slaap te geven alsof u zweeft. Fantastisch voor logeerpartijen en onverwachte gasten. Of om mee op reis te nemen. Voor picknicks, bij het kamperen, voor weekenduitstapjes of zelfs in het zwembad. De mogelijkheden zijn eindeloos. Kijk eens wat u allemaal ontvangt. Het Aerospace bed voor het comfort en de luxe van een bed dat vrijwel geen opslagruimte in beslag neemt. De krachtige 135 watt hoge druk turbopomp om het Aerospace bed in een mum van tijd op te pompen of leeg te zuigen. En niet 1, niet 2, maar 3 ventielen die op vrijwel alle andere opblaasproducten passen. Plus de exclusieve Aerospace bed handige draagtas om uw Aerospace bed overal mee naartoe te nemen. En dat alles voor een ongelooflijk lage prijs. En er is nog meer. Bel nu en u krijgt niet 1, maar 2 afstelbare Aerospace kussens, speciaal uitgevoerd met het unieke Aerospace luchtkussen hoofdsteunsysteem voor een ontspannende slaap. Helemaal gratis. En om deze aanbieding compleet onweerstaanbaar te maken, doen we er ook nog gratis een Aerospace Vacuum opslagzak bij. Nu kunt u gemakkelijk uw dekens en lakens met uw Aerospace bed meebrengen zonder dat dit extra ruimte in beslag neemt. Het is zo gemakkelijk. Gewoon uw beddengoed in de vacuüm opslagzak doen, de zak dichtritsen, aansluiten op het afzuigventiel van uw Aerospace turbopomp en alle lucht verwijderen. En kijk, u heeft meer dan 75% ruimte bespaard. U kunt de lucht- en waterdichte Aerospace zak gebruiken om waardevolle ruimte te creëren in uw kasten. Of bescherm dure kleding, jurken, documenten en winterkleding tegen stof, schimmel, vocht en ongedierte. Het Aerospace Vacuum opslagsysteem. De verstandige oplossing om ruimte te creëren en uw bezittingen te beschermen. En wanneer u nu belt, dan krijgt u er dit gratis bij. Er is nog nooit een betere tijd geweest om uw Aerospace bed te bestellen dan nu. Dus waar zit u nog op te wachten? Pak de telefoon en bel nu. Er is nog nooit een betere tijd geweest om uw Aerospace bed te bestellen dan nu. U brengt 1/3 deel van uw leven slapend door. Dus waarom niet in het comfort en de luxe van het Aerospace Instant Bed in een zak? Pak de telefoon en bel nu het nummer op uw scherm om uw Aerospace bed te bestellen. U ontvangt tevens 3 ventielen voor andere opblaasproducten, een handige draagtas, 2 verstelbare kussens en een vacuümopslagzak, zonder extra kosten. En denk aan onze 30 dagen garantie. Wanneer u om enige reden niet geheel tevreden bent met uw Aerospace bed, dan kunt u dit eenvoudig retourneren tegen de volledige vergoeding van de aankoopprijs. Bel nu. Dit was een commerciële advertentie gepresenteerd door Best Direct. Het nu volgende programma is een betaalde reclame voor Balance Bracelet van Best Direct.
I've had multiple knee surgeries from sports and 2 hip replacements and an ACL transplant, so I pretty much have been in pain a majority of my life. I've tried probably every antibiotic, anti-inflammatory out there that really doesn't take the pain away or doesn't ease it, just it's there.
You know, people suffer a lot, disabled people. We live in our own world, and most of us don't get lucky enough to find a partner that helps us and you know, lets us live a good, normal life. A lot of us suffer alone.
If you or someone you know suffers from chronic pain, or is an athlete looking for an all-natural way to increase energy and decrease recovery time, then this may be the most important program you've ever watched.
As a person who's always been very active and skied and skated and rode horses and all that foolish stuff, I would say that it made my whole body feel better. And for older people who did all the same things, and if they hurt, or even from automobile accident, they make you feel so much better and you give so much more stability to every move you make.
Hi, I'm Michael Pastorelli. When the Balance Ionic Bracelet was first introduced to the United States almost a year ago, you heard from many professional athletes and Hollywood celebrities about the tremendous difference the Balance Bracelet made in their lives. Recently, we put an ad in local newspapers asking people who were suffering from chronic aches and pains to come in and experience for themselves the difference a Balance Ionic Bracelet could make in the quality of their lives. We interviewed each person and gave them their own Balance Ionic Bracelet to try for a week. Then we had them come back to tell us about their experience. Now, some of the stories you're about to hear are truly amazing, but it is important to point out that nobody appearing in today's show has been paid to share their experience.
I was so skeptical. I was like, okay, sure. I put it on my way home. I figured, okay, it'll be a good test tonight because my son's high school football game was that night. And I normally cannot walk up and down the bleachers. And I was going up and down the bleachers. I usually can't stand up for kickoffs because it hurts to get up and down. And I was actually standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down. So, and it's working. It's working. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't skip a rock. I can do that now. First couple nights, I was amazed because normally I'm taking a pillow, I'm putting it under my neck, putting a pillow in between my legs, trying to get my arms situated to where they're not hurting and my neck's not hurting. I couldn't believe it. I didn't have to mess around with it. It takes me a good 10 minutes just to get comfortable, get to a position I can lay in. And I just got in bed, stuck my pillow under my head, and I was comfortable. It was neat. The lifestyle was very limited, very limited. And for me to try something like this, I did not want another surgery. And it worked. And I'm one of the most skeptical persons you could talk to. And it worked. I was amazed. You gotta try it.
Within the first 15 minutes I put the bracelet on, I felt a tingling up the arm. And went and ended up playing golf that afternoon, felt great. The next day I played golf again and noticed substantially less pain than I went through normally. Sunday morning I went out and played golf again, came home, cut the grass, armor rolled my wife's car, my car, and I started asking, is there anything else I need to do? I just had so much energy and in such a short period of time that I've had this on. Normally, if I went out and played a round of golf before I would even think about cutting the grass, I'd have to get in a recliner for a couple hours and probably take some Advil and wouldn't even thought about arm rolling the cars whatsoever. That just wouldn't have been an option. But I was able to move. As a matter of fact, my golf game on Sunday, I played pretty well, noticing that there wasn't a lot of pain that I was going through, that I was able to do more things, and it's really helped. I never realized that I would be relieved of you know, the tightness in my hands and my arms and my legs, that it could happen in such a short period of time. And since I found it, I'll continue to wear it.
Well, I was skeptical, first of all, and when I was here last week, my right knee was killing me because I had just ridden a bicycle after not riding for months and months, and when I got home, my knee wasn't hurting anymore. I went, wow. You know, oh, coincidence. That's just a coincidence. And so over the weekend, I had my grandkids, and we went to a little school carnival at my oldest granddaughter's school. And I had to sit on the floor, on the cold gym floor with the 2-year-old and the 6-year-old for an hour for a magic show. And I thought I would just be destroyed after that, because usually sitting on a floor, let alone concrete, is really hard on me. But I got up after an hour, and at no time did I feel any pain. And I went, wow. I also had just a horrible crick in my neck when I was here. And I'd had it for weeks, and I'd even gone to the chiropractor, and nothing had helped it. And that was gone. Oh, another thing, I usually wake up in the morning and both of my arms are numb. And they haven't been, neither arm has been numb for a week, and that's, the first time. And you're just so used to these things. When it doesn't happen, you go, hey, wait a minute, this isn't hurting. Like my knee when it was just killing me here. And then I got home and I'm walking around and going, hey, my knee doesn't hurt. And it's such a surprise, and it's such a, it's such a relief to not have that pain and not have to be, popping ibuprofen all the time or running to the chiropractor. And, the chiropractor's not free. he does charge. And I find when I even go to the chiropractor or acupuncture or something like that, it only helps for, a few weeks, and then the problem comes back. And it's just like when you take ibuprofen or whatever masking drug you're taking, the problem comes back. And so far, it's only been a week, but so far, it hasn't come back. So I'm afraid to take it off. I'm like really holding it on. People want to try it on, and I go, no, get your own. It's mine. So I'm very impressed.
Indien u of iemand die u kent last heeft van chronische aandoeningen, of u bent een atleet die naar de meest natuurlijke manier zoekt om zijn energie te verhogen en de hersteltijd te reduceren, dan bent u niet alleen. De Balance Ionic Bracelet is ontworpen om de normale ionische balans van het lichaam op natuurlijke wijze te herstellen, door de overmatige positieve ionen te absorberen die de normale energiestroom van het lichaam kunnen onderbreken en daardoor pijntjes, kwalen en vermoeidheid veroorzaken. Elke Balance Ionic Bracelet is vervaardigd uit een gevlochten band Duits chirurgisch staal, ontworpen om gemakkelijk en comfortabel te passen. De 2 eindknoppen van de Balance Bracelet zijn samengesteld uit 7 edelmetaallegeringen en gecodeerd met 9 microns van 18 en 24 karaat goud, voor de kwaliteit die u mag verwachten van een authentiek artikel. U heeft waarschijnlijk magnetische, koperen en andere geïoniseerde armbanden geadverteerd gezien, maar laat u zich niet voor de gek houden. Alleen de Balance Ionic Bracelet wordt met de hand vervaardigd op het eiland Mallorca en komt met een certificaat van echtheid die de kwaliteit en prestatie garandeert. U heeft waarschijnlijk andere geïoniseerde armbanden geadverteerd gezien die moeilijk om en afgaan en na korte tijd er lelijk uitzien of ontzettend duur zijn. Maar wanneer u nu het nummer op uw scherm belt, dan kunt u de Balance Ionic Bracelet 30 dagen lang uitproberen zonder enig risico tegen een ongelooflijk lage prijs. En wanneer u nu belt, dan ontvangt u de Balance Bracelet in deze prachtige cassette, samen met het certificaat van echtheid.
It works, and there's just no, it's not, I think one thing would have been a coincidence, but the knee, the neck, the arms, it's just one thing after another.
It's working. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't skip a rock. I can do that now.
For the investment that I made with the Balance Bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body. And that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
It's something that you can do right now, something that can be done very easily, and it'll have immediate results.
Give it a try. You have nothing whatsoever to lose.
U hebt de verhalen gehoord en de resultaten gezien. Is het nu tijd dat u ervaart wat een verschil de Balance Bracelet in uw leven kan brengen? Wacht niet langer. Bestel nu.
The Balance Ionic Bracelet is a non-medical device designed to help the body help itself. When we experience aches and pains, oftentimes it's the result of an imbalance between the positive and negative ions in our body. The Balance Bracelet is an ionic bracelet that helps the body help itself by naturally restoring the body to its normal ionic balance, absorbing the excess of positive ions or static electricity in the body.
And being a bigger fellow, the lower back pain, which is paramount with a lot of big men, and doing the work that I do and being an ex-athlete, I have a lot of inflammation in the knees, elbows, a lot of lower back pain. I was going to the chiropractor twice a month. It's been 9 months now. I haven't had to go to the chiropractor. The pain level has dropped, which for me, that in itself is priceless. For most people out there that are a blue-collar worker that do a lot of physical labor work, I don't have the luxury of taking a day off. If I get out of bed and the pain level's that intense where I have to take 2, 3, 4 hours, maybe the day off, I lose money. And so I cannot afford to take a day off, and anything that can help me get out of bed, get loose, get the ball rolling as soon as possible, makes money for me. The Balance Bracelet is something that it's worth trying because the money that you can spend on chiropractic visits or regular doctor visits, health supplements alone are astronomical right now. And for the investment that I made with the balance bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body. And that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
Yeah, I'm a former world champion bull rider, and I teach a bull riding school. Some of the best most of the best bull riders that are coming up today have come through my school at one time or another. So I not only have experienced a lot of what goes on in that arena, but I teach it, and I see what happens to other guys. It's rough on your body, and I did it for 20 years. You go to work every day, you got 1,800 pounds of mad as hell bull tied to the end of your arm. It's going to take its toll over the years. You're going to have your days when you ride perfect, and when you make a mistake, you pay the price. And injuries are part of the game, and we just have to live with them. And I was luckier than most, but I still end up breaking my leg several times, broke my wrist a couple of times, broke my nose, collarbone, 4 or 5 ribs. The list goes on. But, and you don't notice as much when you're young, but as you start to age a little bit, then those, with arthritis starts creeping in, and you start to pay the price. One of the things that bothered me most was my hands. Of course, I don't know whether it was arthritis or what was setting in, but when I'd go out to go fencing, take a pair of fence pliers to cut wire, and I'd have to use both hands, and it hurt like hell then. One hand was just too much pain to do it. When I do my knuckles like that, a month ago you'd hear every bone crack in there, I don't know what the hell this balance bracelet does, but it balances something out in there, and just an overall feeling of well-being that has affected this and my ability to sleep at night and everything else that goes on in my life.
I noticed it in an hour. 1 hour. The first hour, no kidding, that I had this bracelet on, I immediately noticed the mobility in the upper part of my body. And then I have some other injuries from my hip injury, and then it kind of moved down to my lower extremities and stuff. But from wearing it for the whole week, I was, my husband's name is Steve, and I was telling him, Steve, I want to walk with you today. And he's like, no kidding. He's like, come on, let's go. And I can't run, but I'm walking with him. I'm even considering, joining the health spa and doing, these are things, I've had a broken neck for 9 years. These are things that I would never, ever, ever have even contemplated. I would spend more days housebound in a month than out of the house. And it's almost like there's a little miracle to it, to me. I really feel like it's something kind of magical. It would be the best gift that you could, if you have somebody that you love, a mother, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a friend, a husband or wife, a child, anybody that you know that is suffering from not just always, necessarily intractable, serious injuries like I have, but, anybody that suffers from physical pain, give them this gift.
Indien u of iemand die u kent last heeft van chronische aandoeningen, of u bent een atleet die naar de meest natuurlijke manier zoekt om zijn energie te verhogen en de hersteltijd te reduceren, dan bent u niet alleen. De Balance Ionic Bracelet is ontworpen om de normale ionische balans van het lichaam op natuurlijke wijze te herstellen, door de overmatige positieve ionen te absorberen die de normale energiestroom van het lichaam kunnen onderbreken en daardoor pijntjes, kwalen en vermoeidheid veroorzaken. Elke Balance Ionic Bracelet is vervaardigd uit een gevlochten band Duits chirurgisch staal, ontworpen om gemakkelijk en comfortabel te passen. De 2 eindknoppen van de Balance Bracelet zijn samengesteld uit 7 edelmetaallegeringen en gecodeerd met 9 microns van 18 en 24 karaat goud, voor de kwaliteit die u mag verwachten van een authentiek artikel. U heeft waarschijnlijk magnetische, koperen en andere geïoniseerde armbanden geadverteerd gezien, maar laat u zich niet voor de gek houden. Alleen de Balance Ionic Bracelet wordt met de hand vervaardigd op het eiland Mallorca en komt met een certificaat van echtheid die de kwaliteit en prestatie garandeert. U heeft waarschijnlijk andere geïoniseerde armbanden geadverteerd gezien die moeilijk om en af gaan. En na korte tijd er lelijk uitzien of ontzettend duur zijn. Maar wanneer u nu het nummer op uw scherm belt, dan kunt u de Balance Ionic Bracelet 30 dagen lang uitproberen zonder enig risico tegen een ongelooflijk lage prijs. En wanneer u nu belt, dan ontvangt u de Balance Bracelet in deze prachtige cassette, samen met het certificaat van echtheid.
It works, and there's just no, it's not, I think one thing would have been a coincidence, but the knee, the neck, the arms, you know, it's just one thing after another.
It's working. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't skip a rock. I can do that now.
For the investment that I made with the Balance Bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body, and that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
It's something that you can do right now, something that can be done very easily, and it'll have immediate results.
You know, give it a try. You have nothing whatsoever to lose.
U hebt de verhalen gehoord en de resultaten gezien. Is het niet tijd dat u ervaart wat een verschil de Balance Bracelet in uw leven kan brengen? Wacht niet langer. Bestel nu.
Now, in many minds, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. In the business world, knockoffs are aplenty. And I found it very interesting that the co-founder of the Balance Ionic Bracelet, Carmen Miranda, said in an interview, when asked about imitations, that they're just the price you have to pay for success. Let's just take a look at some of the comparisons with the other products that are on the market. Copper, very well known through the course of time to help with circulation in specific areas, but the knock on copper is that it oftentimes turns your wrist green or black. Now this one looks remarkably similar to the Balance Ionic Bracelet. Two things missing. First of all, this is not ionic. Second of all, the way they got around the design patent is they put two small magnets inside the inner wrist ball. So the thing with magnets is it only helps the area that it's touching. So this is not something that's going to help your whole body. At best, it's going to help that little area right in there where the magnets are touching. Now this one you've probably seen advertised on television, and it has gone through the ionization process. The difficulty with this one is it's really uncomfortable. Not easy to open, and it's just darn uncomfortable. Now, the same company does make a silver and gold ionized bracelet and looks remarkably similar. That's great if you want to pay $100 more. So for me, like probably a lot of you, I always look for the original, the best. And the Balance Ionic Bracelet is the real deal. It's the first, and it's the one all the others are trying to catch up with. The Balance Ionic Bracelet.
Somebody that I know saw this on my arm, and he said, hey, I have one similar. And I said, I don't think so. And he said, oh, I have the ones with the magnets. And I looked and he had the magnets. And I said, has it worked? And he said, no. I said, how long have you been wearing it? He said, about 3 or 4 months. It was given to his mother and didn't work, so she gave it to him. And I said, here, you need to try this.
Bought the things that go in the shoes. They also have a bracelet. I bought the bracelet. She got me all the way to where I bought this contraption that went in my bed for $2,100 or some ungodly amount of money. And that's where I drew the line and said, you know what, it's not working for me. I want to exercise that money-back guarantee thing.
I've tried the copper bracelets. I couldn't tell any difference at all in them. You know, the magnets, they didn't seem to do much for me at all.
A friend of mine was sold in the magnet bracelets, and she actually sent them to me, and I tried them for several weeks, and I said, still hurts.
I'm a 20-year retired firefighter, and I've had typical injuries for firefighters or leg and knee injuries, back injuries, always having your chronic back injury and wear and tear on your joints from climbing ladders and doing that type of work. Since I've been wearing the bracelet, the morning pain is significantly reduced. It's like I don't even think about that I have it there and don't do the same routine of loosening up and stretching just to get ready to go to work. But even at coming to work and being able to get on my knees without thinking about, hey, get your knee pads, things like that, that pain's not there. There's still a little bit, but it's not a pain that bothers me to stop me from working or stop me if I knelt down and I say, oh, I got to go get my knee pads. I don't have to do that anymore because that pain's not there anymore. There's a lot of things that are out there that are supposedly scientific and are been proven through pharmacies and drugs and other therapies and things like that. But then you go back to natural sciences, which is really what this is. It works. And if you don't try it and give it the full benefit of the trying and be conscious of why you're wearing it and how you felt while you weren't wearing one, then you can't, you can be skeptical all you want, but you can't say it doesn't work, because I know it does.
As a person who's always been very active and skied and skated and rode horses and all that foolish stuff, I would say that it made my whole body feel better. And for older people who did all the same things, and if they hurt, or even from automobile accidents, they make you feel so much better, and you give so much more stability to every move you make.
Anyone who is interested in improving the quality of their life should give it a try. It's not a $5,000 operation. It's something that you can do right now, something that can be done very easily, and it'll have immediate results.
Indien u of iemand die u kent last heeft van chronische aandoeningen, of u bent een atleet die naar de meest natuurlijke manier zoekt om zijn energie te verhogen en de hersteltijd te reduceren, dan bent u niet alleen. De Balance Ionic Bracelet is ontworpen om de normale ionische balans van het lichaam op natuurlijke wijze te herstellen, door de overmatige positieve ionen te absorberen die de normale energiestroom van het lichaam kunnen onderbreken en daardoor pijntjes, kwalen en vermoeidheid veroorzaken. Elke Balance Ionic Bracelet is vervaardigd uit een gevlochten band Duits chirurgisch staal, ontworpen om gemakkelijk en comfortabel te passen. De 2 eindknoppen van de Balance Bracelet zijn samengesteld uit 7 edelmetaallegeringen en gecodeerd met 9 microns van 18 en 24 karaat goud, voor de kwaliteit die u mag verwachten van een authentiek artikel. U heeft waarschijnlijk magnetische, koperen en andere geïoniseerde armbanden geadverteerd gezien, maar laat u zich niet voor de gek houden. Alleen de Balance Ionic Bracelet wordt met de hand vervaardigd op het eiland Mallorca en komt met een certificaat van echtheid die de kwaliteit en prestatie garandeert. U heeft waarschijnlijk andere geïoniseerde armbanden geadverteerd gezien die moeilijk om en afgaan en na korte tijd er lelijk uitzien of ontzettend duur zijn. Maar wanneer u nu het nummer op uw scherm belt, dan kunt u de Balance Ionic Bracelet 30 dagen lang uitproberen zonder enig risico tegen een ongelooflijk lage prijs. En wanneer u nu belt, dan ontvangt u de Balance Bracelet in deze prachtige cassette, samen met het certificaat van echtheid.
It works, and there's just no, it's not, I think one thing would have been a coincidence, but the knee, the neck, the arms, it's just one thing after another.
It's working. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't skip a rock. I can do that now.
For the investment that I made with the Balance Bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body, and that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
It's something that you can do right now, something that can be done very easily, and it'll have immediate results.
Give it a try. You have nothing whatsoever to lose.
U hebt de verhalen gehoord en de resultaten gezien. Is het niet tijd dat u ervaart wat een verschil de Balance Bracelet in uw leven kan brengen? Wacht niet langer. Bestel nu.
For many people dealing with chronic aches and pains, the Balance Ionic Bracelet is a very exciting discovery. This non-medical device has helped improve the quality of life of millions. We believe it can do the same for you.
Since the taping of this show, Stevie is riding her bike and exercising. Joe is playing the best golf of his life. Pam is active with her sons, and Cindy is walking with her husband. What will your story be?
And anything that can help me get out of bed, get loose, get the ball rolling as soon as possible, makes money for me.
Then my husband said, could I try one? And this is, mind you, after he said it's a piece of jewelry, he doesn't wear jewelry, and it would look funny on him, and now he wants to try one. So, very impressed with it.
I could feel effects right away, but it just seemed to, everything started to just balance out, as I just started to kind of feel that mojo start to work.
I am not a salesman. I normally don't like salesmen because I worked with a lot of them. But it works. It really works. It's given me a lot of my restrictions back.
You don't try it, you give it the full benefit of the trying and be conscious of why you're wearing it and how you felt while you weren't wearing one, then you can't, you You can be skeptical all you want, but you can't say it doesn't work because I know it does.
Prior to having this bracelet, I would spend more days housebound in a month than out of the house. And it's almost like there's a little miracle to it.
Normally, on a normal day, I have, from the many surgeries that I had, I have a slight limp, and you know, when I'm in pain, I limp, and they've noticed over the last week that, you know, they're looking out of their cubicles saying, hey, you're not limping anymore, and I just hold up the bracelet and say, you know, here it is. This is what's working for me right now. And originally they thought it was a piece of jewelry, and I said, well, you know, it is a piece of jewelry that's giving me more movement in what I could do on a daily basis, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing, and it looks great. I mean, I enjoy wearing it.
You know, it works, and there's just no, it's not, I think one thing would have been a coincidence, but the knee, the neck, the arms, you know, it's just one thing after another that have really seen a big big change, so I am no longer skeptical.
For the investment that I made with the balance bracelet, by far the best investment I've made for my body, and that's paramount. I would tell everybody right now, try it.
But what I like more than anything is what it does. You know, it just makes some hands where they work. You know, makes my back where I can sleep, and the energy. You know, the energy flow. As everyone keeps saying, I look younger. You know. Probably less stress. I think when your body is functioning better and your energy flow is better, then you start to take on a younger look. You know.
You can't give up. You can't think that having this pain is the only way you're ever going to live. You know? You can't give up, and you have to believe that there is something out there that can help you out. You know, and it may as well be the balance bracelet.
For heaven's sakes, try it. I think it's great.
I noticed it in an hour. 1 hour, the first hour, no kidding, that I had this bracelet on, I immediately noticed the mobility in the upper part of my body. And then I have some other injuries from my hip injury, and then it kind of moved down to my lower extremities and stuff. But from wearing it for the whole week, I was, my husband's name is Steve, and I was telling him, Steve, I want to walk with you today. And he's like, no kidding. He's like, come on, let's go.
U hebt de verhalen gehoord en de resultaten gezien. Is het niet tijd dat u ervaart wat een verschil de Balance Bracelet in uw leven kan brengen? Wacht niet langer. Bestel nu. Dit was een betaalde advertentie voor Balance Bracelet van Best Direct.
Het volgende programma wordt u aangeboden door Best Direct TV. Blijf kijken, want hier komt onze grote weggeefcampagne van 10 miljoen gulden. U kunt deze ultramoderne messenset aan iemand cadeau geven, want hij is helemaal gratis. Zelf krijgt u dan een fantastische 3-delige pannenset ter waarde van 70 gulden. Ook die is helemaal gratis. En dat terwijl de pannen zijn voorzien van een onovertroffen anti-aanbaklaag. Zodat u vetarm kunt koken en de pannen in een oogwenk weer schoon heeft. Dit alles is gratis. Doe mee aan onze 10 miljoen gulden weggeefcampagne en u krijgt 2 titanium sets voor de prijs van 1. Geef 1 aan een vriend. Het snijden zal sneller gaan dan ooit en we garanderen dat de messen altijd scherp blijven. Het lemmet is zo ontworpen dat elke weerstand wordt geëlimineerd, wat tijd en moeite bespaart. Bovendien wordt deze messenset geleverd met een ongelooflijke vervangingsgarantie. Zijn er problemen? Stuur het mes dan meteen terug. Titanium 2 heeft enkele lichtjaren voorsprong op alle andere messen in uw keuken. Blijf kijken, dan krijgt u meer details terwijl wij direct overgaan naar de Best Direct Cybershop.
Hello and welcome to the Best Direct Cybershop, where we scour the world looking for some of the most innovative and technologically advanced products to make your life easier. You wait till you see what we've got for you today. It's 871555, the 14-piece Titanium 2 professional kitchen cutlery set. And the man to tell us all about it is my friend Steve Harkey. Nice to have you back.
It's great to be back with you, thank you.
Now, it looks great. What's in it?
It's a 14-piece set, Debbie. Now, inside, it comes with a chef's knife. You also get a cleaver. You get a fillet knife. You get a frozen food knife. You get a bread knife. You also get a utility knife, a garnishing knife, a 6-piece matching steak knife set, and the Cyclone shears.
It does look very different. What's so special?
Well, Debbie, I have to tell you, these knives are unlike any other. Take a look. You can actually drop it right on the blade.
Looked like it hardly touched it.
Actually, it really didn't touch the blade. That's the secret with titanium, too. The blades are actually triple Teflon coated so that nothing sticks to the blade.
Yeah.
The edge is a diamond sharp edge, so you never have to sharpen it ever again.
Never.
Never. The handles are ergonomically designed so that when you grip it, it's like, it fits your hand like a glove. But most importantly, the balance. Take a look at this. If you've ever seen a chef, a professional chef, use a knife, it's actually like an extension of his arm for precision cutting.
Very impressive.
But look at this. If you've ever taken a knife out of the drawer and you've tried to carve a turkey before or something like that, take a look here. When you want to slice with this blade, it's like an electric slicing knife. Look at that there.
Wow.
Here, it's like you had an electric carving knife doing the work. Look at the way those slices come out of
Oh,
there
your
like
guests
that.
will be very impressed.
Oh yeah, and you can keep them nice and even, no shredded meat. I mean, think about it. People will spend 3-4 hours to cook a turkey, right?
Yeah.
Then they take the knife out of the drawer, and what do? They proceed to use one of these things. They go to, and you know what's going to happen, right? You go like this, you wind up getting a thick piece,
Yeah, I like
then
that
they
bit.
shred it off like this, and you wonder why your company goes, I'm talking about, this doesn't work. I mean, which
Just
would
for
you
the
rather
kids, that
serve?
is.
Absolutely. Having the right tool makes all the difference in the world. Now look, that's our chef's knife. But this is our fillet knife. And if you've ever seen a knife for filleting, in fact, I'm going to grab a piece of the tomato. Watch this. Here's a knife, because of that triple Teflon coating, you can actually put that knife right underneath the skin, and look at that, just press. It virtually floats right underneath the skin.
That's nearly see-through.
Oh, absolutely. Take a look.
Look at this. Brilliant.
Isn't that great? And you know the best part about this? What? Anybody can cut like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, here, you try. Just take the blade, flex it underneath
Right.
the skin.
Yeah.
Because of the flexibility in that triple Teflon coating, it'll literally float right
Ha-ha.
underneath it. Look at that.
I've made a goldfish.
Well, that's a goldfish. But what happens when you get a fish that's a little bit bigger?
Yeah.
Take a look at what I got here. Look at this salmon. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
Now, you know, fishermen, you know, they go out and catch these nice big fish.
This is one you caught earlier, was it?
Yeah. Oh, yes. But then nobody wants to clean them because you know what a pain it is. Well, with our titanium two-blade, you can actually take it, just lift back, go right inside, press that knife inside, and when you go in, all you do is just follow that right along the ribcage like that. Run it back out, and I want you to look at this. Look at that beautiful salmon fillet, just like that. That's the secret with that flexible blade. Isn't that super?
Absolutely brilliant. And that's all in this brand new professional titanium 2 knife set. Fantastic.
Yep. Here.
Tell us about the cleaver.
Okay, now the cleaver, this is unique because of the fact regular cleavers actually have a straight flat edge on the bottom, like you see here. That's what the bottom usually is, so when it's coming down flat on the board. If you look, my cleaver has a curved edge. And what that curved edge for is rocking. You know, if you want a knife for when you want to chop things like herbs, like parsley or basil or oregano, any kind of herbs, anything like that.
Normal knives are very fiddly to do that.
Oh, you can't do that. But with this, it's like a professional uses.
And your fingers are right out of the way, very safe.
It's safe to use, but look at the fine chop herbs in seconds. It's quick and it's easy to use. Here's a standing rib roast. Now, you go into the store, you order one of them, they charge you 3 times as much because they have to prepare it for you.
Yeah.
Well, you can buy it and do it yourself. Look, use the blade first. All you want to do is just cut down right through the meat, and when you get all the way down to the bone, separate it like that, then all you do is just hack right through, and you'll get right through to the bone in one cut, just
Very
that easy.
impressive. And save lots of money as well.
Oh, you can do it yourself and buy the meat at less than half the cost. But here, if you like mushrooms, look at this. And you know how hard it is to cut mushroom. Now, you just saw me cut through the meat and the bone. Look at those cuts, all uniform and even. Anybody is going to get perfect results with that.
And perfect in the steamer or the deep fat fryer, where the thickness is important. You could pay $30 or $40 for a cleaver, and we've got one included in this set, and that's only 3 parts.
That's only the 3rd knife. Now, this one here, this is our frozen food knife. And if you come over here with me, I want to show you something. Now, what I have over here, this is actually a Spam in the can. And I'm actually going to cut into that just to show you something. It will cut through the can, and it will also cut through the meat, but it will not shred or tear. Look at the way that comes out of there, and you can see what I mean. None of the meat is shredded.
And there's no splinters on the metal.
No, that's because with the dual edge, there's the big teeth on top. Those are for cutting through the hard things. And inside the curves are those rounded edges. That's for going into the soft things like the meat. So you can cut through virtually anything with this knife.
Okay, so frozen food knife. Here's a test.
Here. When you want to cut through frozen food, all you do is just cut into it and just start cutting down, and you'll be able to go all the way through quick and easy. Look at that.
Yeah, and save yourself having to defrost a lot and eat the same vegetables for 3 weeks.
And Debbie, I got to tell you, if you're talking about a knife that can stand up to abuse, take a look at this. This is a solid marble floor tile. And I want you to look at this. When I hold this up, you can see I'm actually going to start cutting right into the edge of this. Now, if I did that with any type of ordinary knife, that would ruin the edge. But because that blade has been diamond cut, that triple Teflon edge, here, look, nothing will dull that knife. Look for yourself. You can see the groove I just cut in there.
Yeah.
Look at the filings that are on top there. But yes, here's the best part. Is the knife still sharp? Well, I'll let you judge for yourself. Today, tomorrow, next week, next year, this knife will always stay sharp.
And if you're not sure, if you think that's unbelievable, don't forget you've got your 30-day buy it and try it guarantee from Best Direct.
And
so if you don't believe your eyes, just try it out.
don't forget the Millennium Guarantee. That simply says if you ever have a problem with that knife, no matter how long you own it, we'll replace it, no questions asked.
It's 871-555. If you want to go for it, you can make that call right now. What's next?
Debbie, this is my wife's favorite. It's the bread knife. Now here's bread. Now this is still warm right out of the bread maker. You just take that out of there, and you can feel it. It's still nice and warm. You can actually cut fresh bread with this while it's still warm, and take a look for yourself. Feel that bread. It's actually still nice and toasty warm on the inside, but you get perfect slices every time. I mean, how many times have you reached in the drawer, grabbed one of these, and then you proceeded to make one of these little dough balls?
Chewy bit in the middle.
Oh yeah, you know, how do you make a sandwich out of something? You gotta stretch that.
It's like something I'd make.
I mean, which would you rather serve to your company? Something that looks like this, or something that looks like this? With the Titanium 2 set, you will be able to cut everything with ease.
It's the bread knife for the Millennium. Absolutely brilliant, and that's included as well. Just to recap, we've got the chef's knife, we've got the fillet knife, we've got the cleaver, which is maybe $30 or $40 on its own. We've also got the frozen veg knife and the bread knife. What else?
And don't forget, you also get the utility knife, you get the garnishing knife, you get the matching 6-piece steak knife set, and the cyclone shears. Everything today, all in the set. And as a special bonus, we've got an incredible new set of cookware that we're going to be demonstrating in just a few minutes.
All of that and the incredible guarantee, it's a phone call away. All you need to do is make the call. The number's on the screen and the item's 871-555. Wait for more brilliant demonstrations with Steve and I after the break.
Houdt u vast voor onze grote weggeefcampagne. Kunt u met uw mes in marmer snijden en daarna nog een tomaat mee snijden? Kunt u in een stuk kwart snijden zonder dat uw mes ook maar iets van zijn scherpte verliest? Kunt u ermee door botten, door ingevroren voedsel? Kunt u vis fileren alsof u nooit anders heeft gedaan? Mooi sneetjes snijden van vers brood? Een fantasievolle garnering maken met groente en fruit? Het kan allemaal met Titanium 2, want deze set bestaat maar liefst uit 14 messen. Culinair is een bedrijf dat reclame maakt voor haar producten door ze weg te geven, zodat het publiek ze gebruikt. Doe mee aan onze 10 miljoen gulden weggeefcampagne. U krijgt daarom 2 14-delige ultramoderne messensets voor de prijs van 1. Blijf kijken, want voor elk klusje in de keuken vindt u een mes om nog beter te kunnen werken. Deze ongelofelijke messen zijn vlijmscherp, maar dat is niet alles. Ze zijn voorzien van een futuristisch handvat. Dat zorgt voor maximaal houvast, maximaal comfort en optimale veiligheid. Omdat het met diamant geslepen lemmet is voorzien van een 3-dubbele teflonlaag, gaat het snijden snel en soepel. Dit koksmes is voorzien van een exclusief geperforeerd lemmet, zodat alle weerstand wordt geëlimineerd. Nat voedsel of plakkerig voedsel, u kunt het moeiteloos snijden. Met een gewoon mes komt uw kalkoen in onregelmatig gerafelde stukken op tafel. Titanium 2 zorgt altijd voor mooie gladde plakken. En kijk eens naar dit super flexibel fileermes. Het lemmet zweeft letterlijk, zodat u er heel precies mee kunt snijden. Deze vriend van de visboer fileert met precisie. Met ons ronde hakmes zijn uw kruiden snel fijn gehakt. Het is zo scherp dat het moeiteloos door vlees snijdt. En ook het bot levert geen enkel probleem op, zodat u mooie gelijkmatige stukken krijgt. Met het diepvriesmes snijdt u moeiteloos door een blik spam. Deze robuuste knaap zal dus ook geen problemen hebben met diepvriesproducten. En nog steeds snijdt het mes snel en effectief. Kunt u vers brood snijden met een gewoon mes? Vergeet het maar. Maar met dit ongelofelijke mes krijgt u perfecte boterhammen. Wat een fantastische opsomming. Maar dat is niet alles. We doen er nog een vlijmscherp garneermes bij. Samen met een vrolijk garneerboek. Om uw gasten een feestelijk diner te kunnen voorzetten. U krijgt bovendien een hobbymes dat nooit bot wordt en waarmee u tapijt kunt bijsnijden, tegels, tuinslangen en zelfs boomtakken. Maak gebruik van de kracht van onze tornado-schaar die korte metten maakt met botjes. Ook handig om karton mee te knippen en om potten mee open te maken. We doen er ook nog 6 vleesmessen bij, zo scherp dat u er zelfs leer mee kunt snijden. Een lapje vlees kost dus geen enkele moeite. Als u nu belt, dan krijgt u een titanium pannenset bij cadeau, voorzien van een vernieuwde 3-dubbele teflonlaag. U zet straks de meest fantastische gerechten op tafel. Deze pannenset krijgt u dus gratis als u de titanium messenset bestelt. U hoeft niet meer bang te zijn voor aanbakken. En alles is in een ogenwenk weer schoon. Ziet u deze kleverige troep? U haalt het zonder probleem uit de pan en u krijgt alles weer schoon met de keukenrol. Het hoge deksel zorgt ervoor dat de natuurlijke sappen in de pan blijven. U bakt een ijs onder boter of olie en schuift hem zo uit de pan op het bord. Oh, overgekookte melk. Wat vroeger een ramp was, is nu in een oogwenk opgelost. U haalt de korst gewoon uit de pan. Bestel uw Titanium altijd scherp messenset. Als u nu belt, krijgt u de set tegen een ongekend lage prijs. Samen met een pannenset ter waarde van 70 gulden. En onthoud, de Titanium messenset behoudt zijn scherpte. En hier komt het beste deel van ons aanbod. Miljoenen mensen kunnen nu profiteren van onze weggeefcampagne van 10 miljoen gulden. U krijgt namelijk 2 14-delige Titanium ultramoderne messensets voor de prijs van 1. En u weet het, als u meteen belt, krijgt u er een pannenset bij cadeau. Bel dus 2 titanium messensets voor de prijs van 1. En vergeet dan niet te vragen naar onze speciale aanbod voor een hardhouten messenblok. Bel en u krijgt deze fantastische spullen voor een weggeefprijs. Als u ze snel in huis wilt hebben, bel dan nu. Onze telefonisten zitten klaar om uw bestelling op te nemen.
Now look, when you want a knife for cutting right through the breast cavity of a chicken, look at this. Cut right through, section right through the bone, just that quick and easy. These things are perfect, and you can go right from cutting through bone to right through cutting through like fabric, anything like that if you're a dressmaker. The best part, these never need to be sharpened either.
It's a brilliant set, a fantastic bargain, and we're not finished yet. Have a look at this.
You know, Debbie, I have a really cute story to tell you. Last Sunday, my kids decided they were going to make me breakfast.
Lucky
So
you.
what did they do, all right? They decided they were going to start making oatmeal. Now, with our saucepans, you can pour right-handed or left-handed, so it's perfect for soup or anything else like that. But when they started to make me oatmeal, first thing they did, they poured some oatmeal in one pan. Next thing, they know I like cheese omelets, so they decided to grate some of the cheese right in the frying pan, just like this. So they grated the cheese in there like that, okay?
No oil, no milk,
no
no
oil,
eggs.
they forgot the egg. But then they realized they might have made a mistake, so what do? They put that in there, they covered it up.
Oh, like, you're not going to notice.
Well, then, the egg. They remembered the egg. So here, they cracked the egg, they put the egg in another pan like that, covered that one up, and last but not least, I like hot chocolate. So they poured some of the milk inside the pan here, and they decided to make me some hot chocolate.
Did they remember the hot chocolate?
Well, they just put the milk in. They forgot the chocolate.
What a mess that would be.
Oh, absolutely. Think about what I'm doing here, Debbie. We've got oatmeal turning into a brick. We've got cheese melting in the other pan. We've got the egg in the pan with no oil, fat, or grease. And last but not least, we got the milk burning inside the pan like that. But nothing will stick to the pans. That's the advantage of the Titanium 2 cookware. That triple Teflon coating, nothing sticks to it.
And also, the advantage of having a skillet with a cover is that you perhaps can keep in moisture for things like chili con carne and ratatouille.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for omelets the very same way.
If you would like to get this pan set, even if you just need a pan set, you've got the cutlery set as well. 14 pieces, 871555. Tons of people are ordering it already. Why don't you go for yours? Let's find out what's happened.
Well, Debbie, remember when I started with the oatmeal? It's now hardened up into a big old lump. And if you've ever tried to get this out of a pan, grab that basket over there. Take a look at this. All you do is just tip it out. This is the first set of cookware that you can actually clean the inside. Take a look at this. With a feather duster, the pan is clean, but look, nothing sticks to it. That's the advantage of Titanium 2. How about that melted cheese? It's actually melted right down to the pan. Never worry. Look, you can actually take it. It sticks to the spatula, but not to the pan. Look at this. Wipe it out with a piece of paper towel. Again, nothing sticks to the finish. That's the advantage of a triple Teflon coating. Remember that egg that I started with? Well, I got to tell you, if you cooked an egg in any type of a skillet without any grease, oil, or any type of fat, you know what would happen? That egg would be stuck like glue to the pan, but take a look. You can actually take that egg, it slides all over the pan. It's perfect. I'm just going to slide it out of the plate, and look at that. Last but not least, that burnt-on milk. Now, you know what happens. When you get that burnt-on milk, it gets down into the pan. You've got to throw the pan away. You've ruined it. Well, with this, I'm just going to reach in. Just got to be a little bit careful because it's still pull that out of there like that, and take a look. The whole thing comes out in one quick piece, just a quick wipe, and it's done. Burnt milk, melted cheese, egg, and the oatmeal, all with a wipe. That's titanium too.
Now the pans are included as a bonus. You get 14 pieces in this set. It's 871555 and it's only a phone call away. If you want to go for yours, think who else you could buy it for as a present. Make sure you don't miss out. Remember, while the number's on the screen, go and make that phone call.
Houdt u vast voor onze grote weggeefcampagne. Kunt u met uw mes in marmer snijden en daarna nog een tomaat mee snijden? Kunt u in een stuk kwart snijden zonder dat uw mes ook maar iets van zijn scherpte verliest? Kunt u ermee door botten, door ingevroren voedsel? Kunt u vis fileren alsof u nooit anders heeft gedaan? Mooi sneetjes snijden van vers brood? Een fantasievolle garnering maken met groente en fruit? Het kan allemaal met Titanium 2, want deze set bestaat maar liefst uit 14 messen. Culinair is een bedrijf dat reclame maakt voor haar producten door ze weg te geven, zodat het publiek ze gebruikt. Doe mee aan onze 10 miljoen gulden weggeefcampagne. U krijgt daarom 2 14-delige ultramoderne messensets voor de prijs van 1. Blijf kijken, want voor elk klusje in de keuken vindt u een mes om nog beter te kunnen werken. Deze ongelofelijke messen zijn vlijmscherp, maar dat is niet alles. Ze zijn voorzien van een futuristisch handvat. Dat zorgt voor maximaal houvast, maximaal comfort en optimale veiligheid. Omdat het met diamant geslepen lemmet is voorzien van een 3-dubbele teflonlaag, gaat het snijden snel en soepel. Dit koksmes is voorzien van een exclusief geperforeerd lemmet, zodat alle weerstand wordt geëlimineerd. Nat voedsel of plakkerig voedsel, u kunt het moeiteloos snijden. Met een gewoon mes komt uw kalkoen in onregelmatig gerafelde stukken op tafel. Titanium 2 zorgt altijd voor mooie gladde plakken. En kijk eens naar dit super flexibel fileermes. Het lemmet zweeft letterlijk, zodat u er heel precies mee kunt snijden. Deze vriend van de visboer fileert met precisie. Met ons ronde hakmes zijn uw kruiden snel fijn gehakt. Het is zo scherp dat het moeiteloos door vlees snijdt. En ook het bot levert geen enkel probleem op, zodat u mooie gelijkmatige stukken krijgt. Met het diepvriesmes snijdt u moeiteloos door een blik spam. Deze robuuste knaap zal dus ook geen problemen hebben met diepvriesproducten. En nog steeds snijdt het mes snel en effectief. Kunt u vers brood snijden met een gewoon mes? Vergeet het maar. Maar met dit ongelofelijke mes krijgt u perfecte boterhammen. Wat een fantastische opsomming. Maar dat is niet alles. We doen er nog een vlijmscherp garneermes bij. Samen met een vrolijk garneerboek. Om uw gasten een feestelijk diner te kunnen voorzetten. U krijgt bovendien een hobbymes dat nooit bot wordt en waarmee u tapijt kunt bijsnijden, tegels, tuinslangen en zelfs boomtakken. Maak gebruik van de kracht van onze tornado-schaar die korte metten maakt met botjes. Ook handig om karton mee te knippen en om potten mee open te maken. We doen er ook nog 6 vleesmessen bij, zo scherp dat u er zelfs leer mee kunt snijden. Een lapje vlees kost dus geen enkele moeite. Als u nu belt, dan krijgt u een Titanium 2 pannenset bij cadeau, voorzien van een vernieuwde 3-dubbele teflonlaag. U zet straks de meest fantastische gerechten op tafel. Deze pannenset krijgt u dus gratis als u de Titanium messenset bestelt. U hoeft niet meer bang te zijn voor aanbakken. En alles is in een oogwenk weer schoon. Ziet u deze kleverige troep? U haalt het zonder probleem uit de pan en u krijgt alles weer schoon met de keukenrol. Het hoge deksel zorgt ervoor dat de natuurlijke sappen in de pan blijven. U bakt een ijs onder boter of olie en schuift hem zo uit de pan op het bord. Oh, overgekookte melk. Wat vroeger een ramp was, is nu in een oogwenk opgelost. U haalt de korst gewoon uit de pan. Bestel uw Titanium 2 altijd scherp messenset. Als u nu belt, krijgt u de set tegen een ongekend lage prijs. Samen met een pannenset ter waarde van 70 gulden. En onthoud, de Titanium 2 messenset behoudt zijn scherpte. En hier komt het beste deel van ons aanbod. Miljoenen mensen kunnen nu profiteren van onze weggeefcampagne van 10 miljoen gulden. U krijgt namelijk 2 14-delige Titanium 2 ultramoderne messensets voor de prijs van 1. En u weet het, als u meteen belt, krijgt u er een pannenset bij cadeau. Bel dus 2 titanium messensets voor de prijs van 1. En vergeet dan niet te vragen naar onze speciale aanbod voor een hardhouten messenblok. Bel en u krijgt deze fantastische spullen voor een weggeefprijs. Als u ze snel in huis wilt hebben, bel dan nu. Onze telefonisten zitten klaar om uw bestelling op te nemen.
calls in a minute, but we're not finished the demos yet, are we?
If you notice when I cut in with the holes, the blade doesn't stick. They cause it to release in anything that has a lot of water inside, like an onion or an apple, anything like that. Cheese the same way. You know how if you're cutting cheese, it just sticks right to the blade?
Right, and because it's so deep, you can get through a lot at the same time.
Yeah. But when you want to chop your onions, look at this. You will chop onions so fast, you will not have time to cry. You get all the chopped onions you want in seconds. Only notice one thing: no tears. Isn't that nice?
Now, Joan from California's on the line. Hiya, Joan.
It's so great to talk to you. Those knives are just what I need.
What did you like about the set?
Oh, there's so many of them. You can cut almost anything.
The right one for the right job. You certainly have.
You sure do. Every knife has a certain purpose, and they all do their jobs great. You're going to love this set because you can cut virtually anything with it.
What one do you like best?
No, my favorite is the fillet knife.
Shall we see it again?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Now, when you want to fillet, the only thing you have to remember, take the fillet knife and just put a little flex in. Remember, that blade is extremely flexible. So when you flex that down on the board, just get it underneath the skin, then all you do is follow right along. Now here, you got to admit, that's a whole heck of a lot easier than any other fillet or boning knife you've ever used, and anyone can get those results.
Impressive, huh? Good luck with it, Joan. Nice to talk to you. Now, Elaine from New Jersey's on the line. Have you got a question, Elaine?
Hi, Debbie. Did those knives come with a guarantee?
Oh, first of all, don't forget you've got the Best Direct Cybershop guarantee, and that means that you've got 30 days to buy it and try it in your own home and make sure you're completely happy or your money back, but it doesn't stop there.
No, it also comes with our Millennium Guarantee. If for any reason you have any problem with any knife, we will replace it, no questions asked.
Absolutely brilliant. Elaine, good luck.
Okay, that gives me confidence.
Well done for ordering it.
Thank you.
It's good for clearing up as well, the cleaver.
It sure is.
What about the bread knife?
You know, for cutting bread, this is perfect because here's pound cake, and it doesn't squash it.
I wonder what Pat from Minnesota thinks about that. Hiya, Pat.
Oh, hi, Debbie. These knives look very stylish.
You know, you're right. Actually, these were designed with space-age technology. They will be your knives into the new millennium. Now, Debbie, remember, it's a complete cutting system. You get the frozen food knife, you get the chef's knife, you get the cleaver, you get the utility knife, you get the bread knife, you get the garnishing knife with the garnishing guide, you get the fillet knife, you get the 6-piece matching steak knife, and your cyclone shears. Everything today, the whole 14 pieces.
And with that fantastic guarantee. And the bonus.
The bonus. Yes, you also get the 3-piece titanium 2 cookware set included. You get everything for only $39.95.
So go and make that phone call now, because that's it from us. Thanks very much, Steve.
Thank you, Debbie.
And all you need to do is make a phone call and get the whole lot delivered direct to your door, whether it's a gift for yourself or for somebody else, or a housewarming present or a student. This is the complete set for one price with an amazing guarantee. The phones are red hot. It's 871-555. That's it from the Best Direct Cybershop. For the time being, we'll see you again in the future.
Bye-bye.
Go and make that phone call. Bye.
Houdt u vast voor onze grote weggeefcampagne. Kunt u met uw mes in marmer snijden en daarna nog een tomaat mee snijden? Kunt u in een stuk kwart snijden zonder dat uw mes ook maar iets van zijn scherpte verliest? Kunt u ermee door botten, door ingevroren voedsel? Kunt u vis fileren alsof u nooit anders heeft gedaan? Mooi sneetjes snijden van vers brood? Een fantasievolle garnering maken met groente en fruit? Het kan allemaal met Titanium 2, want deze set bestaat maar liefst uit 14 messen. Culinair is een bedrijf dat reclame maakt voor haar producten door ze weg te geven, zodat het publiek ze gebruikt. Doe mee aan onze 10 miljoen gulden weggeefcampagne. U krijgt daarom 2 14-delige ultramoderne messensets voor de prijs van 1. Blijf kijken, want voor elk klusje in de keuken vindt u een mes om nog beter te kunnen werken. Deze ongelofelijke messen zijn vlijmscherp, maar dat is niet alles. Ze zijn voorzien van een futuristisch handvat dat zorgt voor maximaal houvast, maximaal comfort en optimale veiligheid. Omdat het met diamant geslepen lemmet is voorzien van een 3-dubbele teflonlaag, gaat het snijden snel en soepel. Dit koksmes is voorzien van een exclusief geperforeerd lemmet, zodat alle weerstand wordt geëlimineerd. Nat voedsel of plakkerig voedsel, u kunt het moeiteloos snijden. Met een gewoon mes komt uw kalkoen in onregelmatig gerafelde stukken op tafel. Titanium 2 zorgt altijd voor mooie gladde plakken. En kijk eens naar dit super flexibel fileermes. Het lemmet zweeft letterlijk, zodat u er heel precies mee kunt snijden. Deze vriend van de visboer fileert met precisie. Met ons ronde hakmes zijn uw kruiden snel fijn gehakt. Het is zo scherp dat het moeiteloos door vlees snijdt. En ook het bot levert geen enkel probleem op, zodat u mooie gelijkmatige stukken krijgt. Met het diepvriesmes snijdt u moeiteloos door een blik spam. Deze robuuste knaap zal dus ook geen problemen hebben met diepvriesproducten. En nog steeds snijdt het mes snel en effectief. Kunt u vers brood snijden met een gewoon mes? Vergeet het maar. Maar met dit ongelofelijke mes krijgt u perfecte boterhammen. Wat een fantastische opsomming. Maar dat is niet alles. We doen er nog een vlijmscherp garneermes bij. Samen met een vrolijk garneerboek. Om uw gasten een feestelijk diner te kunnen voorzetten. U krijgt bovendien een hobbymes dat nooit bot wordt en waarmee u tapijt kunt bijsnijden, tegels, tuinslangen en zelfs boomtakken. Maak gebruik van de kracht van onze tornado-schaar die korte metten maakt met botjes. Ook handig om karton mee te knippen en om potten mee open te maken. We doen er ook nog 6 vleesmessen bij, zo scherp dat u er zelfs leer mee kunt snijden. Een lapje vlees kost dus geen enkele moeite. Als u nu belt, dan krijgt u een titanium pannenset bij cadeau, voorzien van een vernieuwde 3-dubbele teflonlaag. U zet straks de meest fantastische gerechten op tafel. Deze pannenset krijgt u dus gratis als u de titanium messenset bestelt. U hoeft niet meer bang te zijn voor aanbakken. En alles is in een ogenwenk weer schoon. Ziet u deze kleverige troep? U haalt het zonder probleem uit de pan en u krijgt alles weer schoon met de keukenrol. Het hoge deksel zorgt ervoor dat de natuurlijke sappen in de pan blijven. U bakt een ei zonder boter of olie en schuift hem zo uit de pan op het bord. Oh, overgekookte melk. Wat vroeger een ramp was, is nu in een oogwenk opgelost. U haalt de korst gewoon uit de pan. Bestel uw Titanium altijd scherp messenset. Als u nu belt, krijgt u de set tegen ongekend lage prijs. Samen met een pandenset ter waarde van 70 gulden. En onthoud, de Titanium messenset behoudt zijn scherpte. En hier komt het beste deel van ons aanbod. Miljoenen mensen kunnen nu profiteren van onze weggeefcampagne van 10 miljoen gulden. U krijgt namelijk 2 14-delige Titanium ultramoderne messensets voor de prijs van 1. En u weet het, als u meteen belt, krijgt u er een pandenset bij cadeau. Bel dus 2 titanium messensets voor de prijs van 1. En vergeet dan niet te vragen naar onze speciale aanbod voor een hardhouten messenblok. Bel en u krijgt deze fantastische spullen voor een weggeefprijs. Als u ze snel in huis wilt hebben, bel dan nu. Onze telefonisten zitten klaar om uw bestelling op te nemen. Dit programma werd u aangeboden door Best Direct TV.